Bitcoin and altcoins continue to crash and bleed out, making a lot of people very nervous. And a lot of people are asking themselves, is the cycle over? Is this crash over? Is crypto going to go into a bear market? Well, I'm going to share with you my own personal thoughts and opinions here in this video. And I think that there's going to be some really interesting data, not only for the bearish case, but also for the bullish case. And at the end of this video, you're going to have a clear decision, I believe, of what I believe is going to happen next, but also giving you some data and some facts about what could happen in the future. But please understand, I'm not a financial advisor. In full disclosure, we do hold cryptocurrencies that I will be speaking about in today's video. Crypto trading is very risky. Never risk more than you can afford to lose, and 99 out of every 100 crypto coins will fail and not make it in the long run. It's the Wild West out here. It's absolutely crazy. And again, this is just for educational purposes, teaching you exactly what's happening in the market today. But you can see here, Bitcoin is struggling really at 93,000. It's been, going down over the last few days here. But let's be honest. If we're worried and we're saying Bitcoin is struggling at 93,000, that's crazy. I mean, if we were to rewind the clock 6 months ago, we would have been absolutely euphoric for a $93,000 Bitcoin. So it's amazing how sentiment can shift. And I do believe that there is greener pastures ahead, but the reason why most people feel like it's a bear market is because of this. The altcoins. The altcoins have really not performed very well recently, and they haven't really performed that well within the a couple of sectors and pockets in the last few years. So people are a little bit, not happy with their altcoins, and that's understandable. So let's get into, though, why recently we've seen a dip. Just in, the U.S. government is cleared to sell over 69,000 Bitcoin worth 6.5 billion seized from Silk Road, a federal judge ruled. Now, this just happened in December 30th. So again, this is like 2 weeks old already. But the fact of the matter is the market is always now going to be looking for reasons to spread fear and to, basically make the bearish case. So this is the bearish case right now. Let's go through the bearish case. The other bearish case is no alt season, 99% of alts under 2021 all-time high, no all-time high for Ethereum, inflation returns higher than expected, the Fed pauses cutting the rates, and Bitcoin corrects due to ETF outflows. No one is ready for this. This is the maximum fear bearish case scenario. And I do think that there is some validity to this. I would say a small amount, right? Because this is like the ultra bearish case scenario that we don't get an alt season, and 99% of alts don't make it to their all-time highs. This, though, would be deviating this time is different from the crypto cycle, which could happen, but we've seen every 4 years almost identical things happening. And this would completely deviate from that. So if that did happen, right? Like, I'm not saying that this is not out of the question. I'd give this maybe a 5 or 10% chance of happening. If it did happen, this time actually would be different. And what I've learned in crypto is that it's not different. Every single time it seems to play out the exact same way, almost to a T. And I think we're still on track to see that. And you can see, though, with Bitcoin's charts, that there are a few warning signs in the monthly. I won't lie to you, these candles don't look great, okay? Like this candle in particular right here, and now this one being formed on the monthly doesn't look great. Now, if we closed above, let's say 97,000 right here, a bullish engulfing candle at the end of this month, that would be more ideal. But if I look at previous tops, right, this one in particular, right, looks eerily similar to that one. Now, again, that's just on the monthly time frame, okay? And that doesn't guarantee that the top is in. That's just one potential indicator here. But I would not be surprised if we chop around here a little bit before potentially going a little bit higher into this year. But this year really isn't about Bitcoin, in my opinion. This year is more about the altcoins. And a lot of you who watch this channel want to know more about the altcoins. Well, let's get into and talk even more about altcoins in the bullish and bearish case. So you can see January 20th is shaping up to be a really important date for the markets, especially crypto. Trump's return has Everyone asking, will it fuel the next leg up, or will it be a sell the news event? So here is the bullish and bearish case. Here's the bearish case. Let's start with potential red flags. Inflation risks are real. Trump's obsession with tariffs and onshoring jobs could easily push inflation higher. Tariffs drive up costs, and U.S. labor isn't cheap. If inflation creeps back up, the Fed might hit the brakes on the rate cuts, which is bad news for risk assets like crypto. We're currently pricing in 2 rate cuts for 2025, but honestly, those could evaporate if inflation doesn't cool. And without liquidity flowing, the market will feel and feels heavy. Number 2, overhyped optimism. We all love a good crypto narrative, but let's not overkid ourselves. Trump's rumored Bitcoin strategic reserve might sound bullish, but how realistic is it? If these big ideas don't materialize quickly, the market could face some serious consequences. And, looking over 3 here to number 4, tight timeline for big moves. Trump has less than 1 year to make real changes before midterms start to dominate the agenda. Policies like stablecoin regulation or DeFi clearly are long-term plays. So there's nothing, they're not happening potentially in 2025. Number 4, this is the big one. Flat majors means bleeding altcoins. Bitcoin and ETH might hold up, but, let's think about, a clear uptrend. And again, it's retail heavy altcoins might suffer. A now sideways market in the majors feels like a bear market when you're heavy on the altcoins. So again, most people aren't just stacked in Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're in a lot of these other altcoins, which again could feel like a bear market because all those coins bleed into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, let's get into the bull case and let's talk about, a few things here. And we're going to come back to this post in just a second. The good thing is that once the news, right, that we've talked about here with the selling of the Bitcoin is done, right? That means that that's the final, potential sell pressure wave. Survive this and sky is the limit. Next, a lot of people are way too bearish right now. And I believe that there's a case for that too. We just saw the bearish case, and a lot of people are bearish. Yes, most crypto natives are tired, and most are even traumatized. Under normal conditions, that could actually create a top. But this time, TradFi is here buying Bitcoin, and it's not just Michael Saylor. They could care less about the news and the crypto natives' trauma. Ask yourself, is the equities top in? That's the key, as ETFs should ensure corrections stick around. And to answer that question, you have to look at yourself and answer this question. Is the Fed cutting cycle over? He doesn't think so. We just had the Fed announce a temporary pause, which by now is mostly priced in. Temporary, not permanent. Read what the Fed officials are saying. They are still advocate for further cuts, and the market is barely pricing in a rate cut of over 1% of one in 2025. This was there were 7 3 months ago. So I think that the narrative will soon change again from a hawkish Fed to selling off like we've said to Trump around the corner. And again, this is where do you think traders are now selling Bitcoin more actively above 100K, slowing things down? But this is again, the narrative shifts back and forth every single day, right? And I made a video here for my crypto predictions in 2025. And if you look to these predictions, okay, and you look at some of the charts, which we're going to get into, January 1 is first approaching here. It's possible that majors take another stab lower, which is what we're seeing. But I think panicking here is missing the bigger picture. And again, we have seen every single January 1st, post-halving years, within just a few months after, things went absolutely crazy. So to me, I think a lot of people still are not seeing that, yes, if you take a look here, right? Altcoin season year has started. This is the altcoin season year. This is the year where things are actually supposed to be crazy for altcoins, and everyone's freaking out that it hasn't happened in the first 10 days of the year. Remember, this took many months to play out. Okay, this was January of 2021. This was the first month. Okay, like this was it right here. This was the Bitcoin dominance chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This took almost an entire year to play out. So I don't think there's a lot of people are over panicking right now because their altcoin bags haven't soared to the moon yet. And I think that, if you take a look at altcoin season, right, you can see here that these two charts, ETH BTC and others dominance, you can see ETH BTC looks like it is putting in a double bottom here. And you can see all the way back here, back in February, then things actually started going for Ethereum, reaching its high, not until March, April, May. So again, the altcoin season didn't top until May. Now, if this is where things were at in May 2025, I would say, well, maybe this time might be different. But it's only the 9th of January. It's been 9 days in. And we've seen every single time in January for the last few years, a spike up and a spike down. So I think people are overreacting, and this is the potential fractal for Bitcoin still reaching into $200,000 or $300,000. Now I don't think we're going that high, but I do think that $100,000. We knew we were going to see resistance here. We knew that it was going to be difficult to plow through. We knew that. So to me, this is normal to see what we're seeing right now, and you can also see here Bitcoin Q1 2025, again, we're just kind of getting started. We have resistance here, okay? So I don't think that the cycle top is in. And Miles says it here, no, the cycle top hasn't topped yet, but it would still serve you better to work on refining your skill set and edging yourself and edge instead of relying on the cycle top to exit all of your alts. Tons of money and opportunity out there. You just need to pick it up. And we've been able to find the money here, but we've had to be very patient. We made a 2023 crypto buys portfolio. And when we started this portfolio, we were deep in the red for many months. But as the years rolled by, this portfolio is now still up over $3,000 in the profit. And you had to be patient. But look, it's continued to make higher highs, and continued to go up. And it's still holding up really well right now. That's because we found coins like Pepe, Solana, Artificial Intelligence, XRP, Near, Chainlink, Cardano, the major altcoins. The coins that are bleeding the most are the super high risk crypto coins that are in the red. Those ones don't typically go crazy until the end of the cycle. Meaning, I don't think we've seen the top of the cycle yet because we haven't seen those crypto coins go absolutely crazy yet. We've seen good performances from some of the majors, but some of those other ones that are the super high risk ones, a lot of the ones that we've been sharing with you here on the channel haven't gone crazy yet. I still believe that there's time. So if you want to learn with me in my VIP courses and programs, teaches you exactly how I became a cryptocurrency millionaire and all my lessons of how I actually pick undervalued coins. Again, the importance of story and narrative. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Attention is essential. All of these lessons are going to share with you exactly how I was able to pick these crypto coins in a bear market. And that's where all the money is made. We're in a massive bull run right now, and the fun, I believe, is just about to get started. But if you don't have a strategy, you don't have a system, and you don't know how to actually pick winning coins, it doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch. You're not going to know when to sell and to get out of these coins. That's exactly what I teach you in this program, which is massively discounted right now. So if you are interested to learn how to actually build and win with us today, click the links down below. And to conclude, I personally don't believe also that the cycle is topped. All the indicators are showing that we're just going through a minor correction, and that again, right now, yes, Bitcoin is now from 93 at 92, and maybe it does go a little bit lower. That being said, I would be very interested to see what happens in the next 3 to 6 months. If we are still in this zone or area and things are, where we're at today, 6 months from now, then we will reevaluate. But right now, I don't believe that we need to hit the panic button just quite yet. I believe it's time to get educated and learn even more, and it doesn't even matter because if you're here in 2023, you're still sitting in some massive profits. So congratulations there. We'll see you in the next videos. Thanks for watching.